Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight, where I come to you all the way from the Netherlands, close to Amsterdam, and to take you on a thorough walkthrough of how LEKKER boats are being built. Because over 60,000 of you watched our video of the LEKKER 44 in Miami. So we thought, what a better way to introduce a brand than take you behind the closed doors and show you how they build LEKKER boats. Come with us and let's take a look. This is kind of the intersection of your life. It doesn't make sense when you look at it, but canals of Amsterdam,
yes.
The boats and bikes.
Yes.
This is where your business life started.
This is where it started, but it didn't start it here because I started it all down under in Australia. So I left Amsterdam in 2008 because of my language. I needed to improve it, so I went to the English university and studied English. And moving to that place, I lived in Bondi Beach and had to commute daily to the city center of Sydney. And public transport took way too long, so I was missing my Dutch bike. So I thought, why is nobody riding a normal bike except for mountain bikes and road bikes? And that's where the adventure started, and that's where I designed and manufactured bicycles for the Australian usage, meaning not only black steel woman bikes, because that's what you see the most like 15 years ago. So I wanted to have colorful, full aluminium, lightweight, different geometry. So you're sitting slightly to the front on the bike, and so you can push yourself easier on the hills, and they shouldn't rust. So that was the philosophy by starting the LEKKER bikes in Australia. And that became quite successful. And so I took it over back to the Netherlands. And now I'm here in Amsterdam. And the LEKKER bikes are here for the last 7 years.
So Australia was great for your wildest dreams.
Yes.
So you did your bikes over there and then you thought, now I'm missing my Dutch boat.
Yes. Yeah, so I made a little bit of money after 4 or 5 years. And boating in Sydney is very special, very cool. Beautiful nature, beautiful properties, what's on the water. So the vibe what we do have here in the canals of Amsterdam, like 15 years ago, where you was allowed to have some music on and have more than 10 people in the boat. That vibe, I tried to take it over back to Sydney. I designed the original party sloop from Amsterdam for the Australian usage again, meaning they needed to be seaworthy, they needed to go fast. And because I fell in love on aluminium, I made them all aluminium because they're easy to customize and lightweight. And I think we made a lot of content videos and people started to love it again in Amsterdam. So now we are 10 years down the road and there are probably over 60 boats in the canals of Amsterdam with 250 horsepower minimum or even 430, what's a bit crazy, I think. But you can do more than only going around the canals. It's a bit of an adventure boat for the Dutch people. So you can go to the islands in the north, the Waddeneilanden, or you can go to the islands in the IJsselmeer or Friesland, or just cruise around in the Netherlands, the beautiful waterways.
And now we've already been on the LEKKER 44. There's some hidden boats that are coming. So why don't we take bikes and go check out the new projects that you have?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's do it.
All right.
That in the boat, you first use the flat rolls to stretch the plate a little bit out. And when you're finished to stretching it out, the stretching is doing the length. And when you have to make the shape from the frames, from the frame lines, you use this one. So you first do that one, after that you use this one, and you get the two shapes in it.
How long does it take for someone to make?
Yeah, around 3 or 4 hours for one plate.
So just the process here can take a couple of weeks before it can be sent to the welding itself.
Yes, sometimes you're busy with the forming around 2 weeks before you can start building.
So you cut first, it takes about a week to cut all the pieces, then a couple of weeks to bend it.
Yes,
and then
you
it takes 2 or 3 months of welding part.
Yes.
And the welding itself also, this is like a Lego book. You have a manual that the
Yes.
welder knows exactly.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, and also a 3D model on a computer you can use. You can turn the boat a little bit around and to see in every corner, not from every corner, which plate is where and how it's connected to each other.
From the welding point now, what is the most crucial point when you start welding, or is there some stages that you have to pay extra attention to?
Put the skillet down, the frames and the stringers to each other, and then you have to put it exactly at one line, and then you start to put the hull plates on it. Because when the skillet is a little bit it's not correctly in one line, and you put the hull plates on it, the ship is not in the perfect shape.
And it starts warping, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So this is now where all the work that was done with cutting the metal pieces, the aluminum pieces, is now coming together. One by one, every piece is being welded on the superstructure. And this here is, obviously the whole boat is turned around now, but this is now the front plate. This is proper thing. So if you hit anything with it, whatever you're hitting, that thing is gonna have a problem, because you can rest assured this is not gonna be going anywhere. Also, this is the 2D piece now that we showed you for the bow thruster that was done right next door. And you see how it curves nicely now. So the water is gushing from the side, and that way you create less drag as you're driving. Along the side, these are now the tubes where all the electrical cables, not all of them, but a lot of them are gonna go through. So they are nicely protected always, and they're not gonna get damaged. And whenever you do need to replace them, easy way to pull them from one big tube. So this is now, you see the mounting plates for the outboard engines, which are gonna be sitting right here. And you can even see the thickness of this plate, making sure that they're securely in place. So this is now the cleat box. So your cleat is gonna sit right in it, and it's actually been mounted just like this, right over here. And boom, now the cleat, you attach it from the bottom. So we have the man, the myth, the legend behind the Leker himself here. Mind that. What are we doing here? We're building a brand new model.
Exactly. So this is the Lekker 38, inboard and outboard. We basically have learned from so many boats what we have built to improve it. So everything what you can see here is everything combined with all the boats together, and this is hopefully one of our best, fastest and most efficient way of building a boat. So we'll see. This is the first one.
And this is going to be now joining, other than the Damsko lineup, it's joining the Lekker 45 now.
Yes, yeah. So we got the Damsko 750 1000, so 7.5 meter and 10 meters. Then we go to 12 meters almost, I think 38 feet. And then the 45. And maybe by the end of the year we go up to 60.
Exciting. This is now the first one, 38. It's going to be outboard or inboard?
This one is outboard, yeah.
And this is going to be for US market, I would assume.
Yes.
Do you see European market being more interested in outboard engines than before, or no?
I think the mother nature of outboards is born and raised in America. And you see it also a lot in Australia, because that's where I started the business. And in Europe, it's coming well, but we are very into efficient boating, meaning fuel prices are high and diesel is more efficient that way. So yeah, I think, but there are a lot of benefits, and the efficiency of outboards are also huge. And you can go at the end also quite fast, with maybe faster than inboards, I have to say. Yeah.
What's the speed going to be? What are you planning for the 38 outboard?
In this case, probably the inboard could be going faster than the outboards. So we do a triple 400 V10 Mercury. Or if you need another brand, we can do another brand. But we also do the 2x 480 Volvo D6. And they are coming out in May. So we really would like to get them in and see. And then we think we can hit a speed of 55 knots plus. Yeah.
How much different is it from the Lekker 45? What are the main characteristics that you want to point out?
The social part, there's a big seabed on the back. She has already directly a bigger roof. So for the shade, we improved that quite a bit. And there's a very cozy space in the front part where you can sit easily with 8 people. And inside, there's a massive room, like a big bed, but very open area, because I think it's very important, because not that many people sleep in it, but to get the subs, the surfboards, the flyboards, the sea bobs, everything what you would like to do, it can be also parked on the bed. And then I've got special belts, what you normally, seat belts, what you use in your car. That's where you can mount all your toys on the bed. And when you go fast, it's not a washing machine in the front, but it gets and stays there. So yeah, that's a little bit the philosophy. It's multifunctional. It's a functional boat. Yeah.
You're a sports guy yourself, so that's why you're concentrating on having these toys on board.
Performance is very important, especially in high waves, and have a comfortable rides. That's the main goal for all the boats what I make. Indestructible, functional design, social. And not, stressless moving around with this massive rubber fender. So you can bump into everything. Yeah.
When is this boat going to be ready, and when is it going to be seen by anybody who likes to see it?
So this boat is ready welding in, I think, 8 weeks. Then 5-6 weeks painting. Another 14 weeks assembling. So we'll be ready in July for the Dutch boat show, Cannes boat show, Monaco, and then it goes to Flips and the rest of the shows in America. Yeah.
So United States, if you want to see this boat, it's going to be ready in few months for Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. So come see it in person.
Yes.
So the thing is that on one side is work, but that's just so crazy. Right next to that is their passion. This is a 120-year-old sailing boat, and they have racing competitions throughout the summer. And all these shipyard people, they have their passion projects right next to the work. So at 5 p.m., they're not dropping tools. They're just shifting tools over to their hobbies. And this thing is so cool because it's a sailing boat that lacks a keel. So they have to stabilize it with these manual ones. And what's cool is the whole draft of this boat is 40 centimeters. And they've actually used these boats back in the days, 120 years ago, for transportation. And obviously to keep the draft shallow is because of the shallow waters that are in Holland, and you know, maneuvering around the channels, you want to be able to, you want to make sure that you're not getting stuck. And also this thing has a sail. We put a little clip over here of the sail also, and this sail actually drops down so they can go through the channels. That's a hobby. You have a lot of them.
Yeah, we have 50, 60 here. This one is damaged during the Formula 1 Grand Prix. And
is that the boat?
That's the boat. Yeah.
This is the guy who drove into it. Yeah. During the Monaco Formula 1, there was a guy with a rib. Was it a rib?
Rib, yeah.
Drove into a Leker full speed, and this is the entire damage. Yeah. I mean, you just a little bit pop it off.
We go back to the welders, and then we hammer it out on the other side, and we make it nice and straight again, and then we repaint it, and that's it. And we put a new rub rail. But this went with, I think, 15 miles an hour. It crashed into this boat. I think the big boats were fiberglass. There were holes in it, and we had this couple of scratches.
I mean, when you saw the whole crash from TV, I thought people were dying and sinking. Boats were sinking
big time. I was shocked when I saw it. Yeah, and we were quite lucky. I think that the sort of the rib was catching air and came on the dock. That the guys just pulled back when they were walking past. Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it.
I mean, some of this puffs out.
Oh yeah, you can probably. Yeah.
I mean, but it shows you how good aluminum is and how durable it is.
It is very durable. It is 5 mil. Some parts are even 2 centimeters thick. We have never had a boat sink. This is the first big crash. so far.
Knock on aluminum.
Knock on aluminum. And after 230 boats, I think it's unbelievable how strong they are built and durable. And maybe they have a different color and some little upgrades during the year. Maybe you've changed a couple of times the engines, but they last for a decade, 100 years at least.
And that's what's interesting, because most of these look exactly the same other than color, but you have actually evolved them over time quite a bit.
Yes. So what we did is I love to performance. I'm maybe a bit of a speed freak. So I wanted to improve every model, every year, every boat. I would like to improve the boat. So I tested like over 100 boats myself. And every time when the boat came in the water, I wanted to test her, see how fast she went, how comfortable she is. And then we could even improve the hull. And we did it I think over 30 times in the last 10 years, we improved the hull. And now we are at the point that it goes 95 kilometers an hour with 430 horsepower. It flies, but it's super comfortable, even in the Middellandse Zee. What's that? The Mets. Or if you go to the Bahamas with big swell. You can jump, you can fly, you can go through choppy waves. You still stay reasonable dry. If it's too high, you get wet, of course. And she rides like a cart on the water. That's how I try to explain her. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to try it out in Miami in very, very short while.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at how they have evolved over time.
Yes.
This is basically where it all started.
Yeah, this is boat number 4 or 5. And this is where it all started. So you can quite quickly in 3 different ways. One is the logo is still different than the one. That's also an older logo, and that's an older. This one is a newest logo. The second thing is the air intake. So now we integrated the air intake inside with the new boats. Oh, you see it there, the holes underneath the rubber fender. And then the third thing is the stern drive. So the stern drive on this boat is going that far. With this boat, it's maybe
sticks out significantly further.
At least a feet of foot. And also the bottom of the boat. So you see that this, how do you call that? Where the
keel part?
No, the plate where the stern drive is on. Yeah. And spiegel, they say in the Netherlands. And so that's moved more backwards. And then we made also a plate that the water can, so you don't get an sort of extra rotation behind it. So that goes faster. Then the third thing is that we improved this a little bit. And then we made that a bit thicker. But with the first boat, you can see here, we have zip wakes. We have that thing. And then it's all the way in the back. And then we have quite a small plate here. But if you accelerate, the boat goes too deep. So the nose goes too high. So with that one, you see that it still have a lot of volume in the back, and then it's a sort of triple thing, and the propeller is way back in the back part of the boat. So
you went away from the old school trim tabs
and zip wakes, where at most boats don't need anything anymore. So the ideal way is to build a boat where you don't have any zip wakes and it's pure nature, and that's how fast and comfortable you should run.
And you can actually see this thickness and the one right next to us.
Yeah, that was an experiment. Yeah. So that's done by Van Osanen. Van Osanen is a Dutch naval architect, and they recommended to do this. And then we find out that when you accelerate, you would like to trim the engine a little bit, but then if you trim too much, it gives you the resistance again.
That's why you added the extra step.
So that's why we did it this way, and we made the whole back part more backwards.
And this is now where all the Damskos are being stored during the winter season.
Yeah, this is the maximum capacity. So we have only space for 55 boats. Every year we take all the boats back, we service them, we clean them. And then when in April, May, when it's King's Day, or in the past Queen's Day, that's where the most boats goes in the water. The season starts, and then we pick them up in September, October, November again.
And I see there's quite a few celebrity boats also over here. Outside we saw Tommy Hilfiger boat.
Yes, yeah. We do the boat for Tommy Hilfiger for the last 5 years. Calvin Klein as well. So the company is based, the European headquarters is based in Amsterdam. almost 100 meters where I'm living. And we did a deal like 6-7 years ago. And those guys, they're using the boats for their employees to just go around, but also special guests who are taking the Formula One driver at that time out on the boat, or other celebrities who they sponsor, or fashion people.
And it's cool because this boat is quite literally made for the canals of Amsterdam.
No, it's so I started in Australia and I missed my kennel boat, and I redesigned the old school kennel boat for the big ocean in Australia. So that's where the idea came from, because most boats are built to go 10 knots. But I wanted to make a boat what has the same shape as a kennel boat into the ocean boat, where you can do dolphin tours with, or whale watch tours, or stuff like that. So that's where this concept came from. But the round seat is still the Kennel Amsterdam look, but it's completely like it's a Formula One car on the water.
So it's the first look might be a little bit misleading.
Yes.
And then it's actually hidden a powerhouse inside.
Yes, I say it's a wolf in sheep clothing. So you really think, okay, this is just a tuk-tuk boat. It's cruising a bit around. Of course, it can be used well in Amsterdam. It has straight lines. It can go. It doesn't go everywhere what you have with your outboards or whatever. But if you like, you put the throttle down, and everyone starts to become excited. And even the boats next to you are thinking, "What the is this going on with?" And so yeah, it really takes off. Yeah.
How easy it is to drive these boats, because you have only basically a single screw.
Yeah. No, yeah, you have a double screw. So it's
one engine,
one engine, one screw,
yeah,
but it's they called Bravo 3. So you got double propellers, what rotates against each other, what's easy for plants or whatever, or a plastic bag. But it drives quite well because in the canals of Amsterdam, they're quite tight, and that's quite a bit of traffic. So you need to make sure that you can drive a boat straight. So the challenge was always to make a boat what is seaworthy, super fast, but also can handle in the canals straight lines. But so it's quite easy, but we never sell a boat without boat thruster. So the boat thruster could be useful when you would like to park, or when you have an emergency. If you go slow, a boat thruster is useful. If you go fast, it's useless, because then it doesn't do that much. But they're quite easy to steer. Yeah.
And they fit a lot of people.
Yeah, 25 people in a small boat. That's only inside, like in the canals and small lakes, and then on big waters, I think it's up to 16. So that's the CE certificate.
And if somebody wants the bigger versions, they can even sleep inside.
Yeah, like 90% of the boats, you can sleep in it as well. It's super basic. It feels like camping. But occasionally we have good weather in the Netherlands. It starts to become warmer now, so now the weather starts to become better. But then people go to small islands. They make a bonfire, barbecue. They go out with friends. They have a couple of boats, and then often you drink a bit, and then it doesn't matter where you crash. So there is a comfortable bed. I don't recommend to stay there for a week, but yeah, you definitely can sleep in the boats. Yeah.
And the same mindset you took over now to the Lekker, the old 44, and now 45 as well.
Yes, yeah. The philosophy of social boating, stressless, because you got still the rubber fender, less fuel consumption, because I think that's an important part still. And functional design, indestructible. As I showed you on the Monaco Formula One boat, what is crashing into our boats and has some dents and some scratches, and that's it. I think, and it's easy to clean and maintain. I think that's the main DNA of Lekker. And not like over pretentious, but be down to earth and share your boat experience with friends and family.
I love that. So the cool thing about Yatway is one of the services that we offer to our members is Yatway Studio. And it's funny enough, we're in the design studio of LEKKER Boats, and the new Lekker 45 brochure is filled with images that are actually all shot by Yatway Studios. So you see here, boom, these are, maybe this one is not ours, but these are all our photos. Yeah? Yeah? How cool is that? So, if you're an industry professional and you want to have professional photos shot for your boats, just like Leker and many other brands too, contact Yatway.
So this is what we are designing.
So now we are in the engine room. Changing the colors if you want, and other color cushions.
There's endless options of how you can configure it.
Yeah.
This looks great.
I think this will look very cool in real life.
So this can be delivered now when? If somebody puts an order in today, when can they take delivery?
August, September.
Of this year?
Yes.
So it's quite fast.
Yeah, it's 8 months turnaround. The structure of the 45 and the 38 are the same. So if the television fits on the 45, you may can use it also for the 38. The only thing is you are sitting very close by to the television, where in the 45 you can hang out in a sort of lounging couch, what we converted, where we can convert in a massive sunbed, and that's not what we can do in the 38.
And now, can we see inside also? How does that look like? The entrance is on the other side.
Yes, the entrance is on the right side, same as on the Lekker 45. You got a big sliding door, and then you can dive into a bed straight in front of you, so there are no closets or anything like that. But and on the left side is the toilet and a small sink to wash your hands.
Yeah, we received these designs yesterday, so we're gonna evaluate it tomorrow, and soon goes into technical drawings, and then we can produce it in a month or two.
It's a very natural look with white and wood. At the same time, we have a lot of storage everywhere where we could, and the bed could be multifunctional, where you can use it for storage for toys like wakeboard, foiling board, subs. In the meantime, you can store your iPhones on the right. There's a mirror, you can't really see it, but it's the round thing. You have the toilet. This is more a handle, so it looks a bit strange, but it's a handle, so it's a different angle of having the photographs. This photograph, and then everything is suede, what's nice and cool finish, and a little bit of luxury, soft feeling. So you would like to make a very small space into a big space, what's user-friendly, functional, a lot of cabins, how do you say that, storage places, even for the toilet play a role, and there's a lot of storage underneath the bed as well. And light colors, I think that's important as well. But again, you can design it with every material, every color what you like.
And because it is aluminum, there's some room around the people, if they want to put maybe a table inside or something, they can do that.
Yeah, if you would like to have a table instead of a bed, we can do that, definitely, yeah.
This was a full, thorough walkthrough of the LEKKER Boats manufacturing line and to show you how they make these boats. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and you're interested in building your very own Leker, then find them on YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform and the only listing platform in the entire world that actually cares to bring you and show you inside how these boats are being built that are listed online. And as always, if you're looking to buy your boat and you want to explore it in full 3D, Yatway is the only place where you can actually do that, just like it's 2025, not 1995. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to see even more Yatway videos, hit the subscribe button down below. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.